Forget perfect sketchbooks. Today we're taking a detour into the wonderful messy world of my bad sketchbook. It is purely a place for me to experiment and learn from and keep secret. It's full of the things we usually try to hide. Messy experiments, failed attempts, ugly color combinations and random doodles. It's a record of all the things I normally would cringe at and tear out, but in this book, they stay. It first started as a watercolor book given to me as a gift that would allow me to start my own watercolor journey. I was so fresh and new to using watercolor back then, but you can see I have improved immensely since. The second reason why I call it my bad sketchbook is because the quality of the paper is shocking. It is an unknown brand, not 100% cotton, cold press, which I initially did not enjoy. And the watercolor used in it bleeds revoltingly. The terrible quality of this paper has allowed me to break free from my normal routine with perfectionism, which is a struggle. But it has allowed me to be free and enjoy the process more and just accept that I can enjoy what I create in it and it will still look good later on down the process. I think a lot of artists feel guilty for using highly expensive products on a daily basis, and so we sort of resort to using lower quality art supplies because they're more enjoyable and we can actually relax and enjoy them. Despite the results we may get, there is still quite a lot of good stuff we can create. In a way, it allows us to become better artists by using only what we have at hand, and that may not be the most expensive products on the market. So what you're seeing in front of you right now is I'm going through all the pages I have left blank and any gaps between doodles to fill in, and some of the ones that were more noteworthy I recorded just using some of my favorite supplies at hand and filling it in more than I have ever done with a sketchbook. I like to create a lot of little creatures and characters and painting objects and things I might find on Pinterest and from other art reference books I have that bring me joy and get me thinking about new pieces of art I can create. Not all of it stems from other artists and photography, but some of it comes from my own mind, and I've been becoming more used to creating things without reference, with good fundamentals. We all need a space to create without any sort of pressure, without that nagging voice in one's head telling them to be perfect. And I was sort of tired of being afraid to ruin a page, and that fear blocking my creativity and preventing me from even starting. Because there is this invisible barrier, this self-imposed censorship that I need a breakthrough. So with this book and other bad art supplies, I gave myself permission to make bad art. I told myself that in this one space, anything goes. This became a space to test new materials without worrying about wasting them, to try out weird ideas that might not work, and to let loose without any sort of judgment. It is a playground for my creativity, where I can experiment and explore without the fear of failure. The frogs that you see I'm watercoloring at the moment are drawings I did years ago. You can see the date next to each of the frogs because I initially planned to date all my drawings, but I'm kind of happy I didn't in the long run. but these ones were left untouched for years. I painted the third frog down very nicely, and then I felt like I couldn't hold that standard with the two above. I mean, the drawings alone were not exceptional compared to the third one, so I left them. And after that copious amount of time, I decided to come back and color them and not worry about what they look like and their end result. And I really enjoyed it. As quick as it was, I felt free by giving them life, by giving them color, and trying out my newer supplies with older drawings, and it was fun. So, with everything in mind, if you're feeling stuck or afraid to create because you're worried about making something bad, I encourage you to start your own bad sketchbook. Give yourself permission to make mistakes and embrace the mess. You might be surprised at what you discover about yourself and about your art. You might find freedom you never knew existed. If you're wondering, I'm currently using a Derwent Inktense 12 set. I think it's the second, and the colors in it are amazing. They go really well with my Mungio 12 set, which have a bit more clarity in the colors and the basic set of colors you need for almost anything. So it just widens that gamut or that color wheel just a little bit more than I normally would get with just the Mungio. I also have a 12 set of Derwent Academy watercolor pencils that I will be using in this as well, and all three of those combined give me a nice range of colors to use with literally everything I paint, using a water brush for all of it. I am taking colour from the pencil directly onto the brush and then back to the paper as just a quick way to apply colour that I enjoy way more than using pencils. Some people can use pencils that I've seen so well in layering and blending using alcohol and other solvents, but I have never enjoyed using pencils as much as I have with watercolor. So the only way you're going to find me using it is via watercolor, using water with it, except for what you're seeing on screen, which is me lining with it. Just little bits here and there to make sharp lines on blurred out edges. There is something about the coverage that the watercolor can achieve that is incompatible with pencils and me. They just don't go well. So watercolor is my choice these days, and it's so funny because I never used to do watercolor as much as I do now. I stem from a digital art background and creating things digitally, but the endless amount of possibility there has me working very slowly. So once again, I positive to using this bad art book, this bad sketchbook. I have been able to make artwork that I'm more happy with and less barriers, because I know there is a finite place I can take the traditional work compared to digital work. So it has been a huge insight to my regular practice. And now we're onto the James Gurney section. I love his work, and his books are amazing, both of them. I find a lot of reference in there for this sketchbook when I'm not looking at a computer screen, and lots of helpful tips and tricks and just good knowledge to have. I highly recommend his books, Color and Light and Imaginative Realism. They have a lot of insight. I hope you enjoyed watching me paint away at this terrible book as much as I enjoyed creating new things in it. And I have so much more planned and would love to share more out there and see what kind of reactions I get and get you guys' opinions on what I should be making next and more challenges. There is so much to do and so little time. So thank you for watching, and bye-bye.